Morning guys, it's about 6 a.m. I've just got to Vegas, had a bit of a nap, and now I'm wide awake again. I'm very jet lagged, so I thought I'd do a little design here and just show you how I made it. So let's go ahead. Alright guys, so I got this image of the model just from Google somewhere. What I've done is I've just copied the left and replicated it on the right, because we're going to be doing a symmetrical design, so it just looks a little bit more pleasing on the eye. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is, if you come over to the selection tool there, make sure you're on automatic. We're going to select all the white areas. You notice there's like a little bit of a scruffy line around the edge of the skin. If you just hold one of the darker areas and drag it across, you'll see the threshold increases for that, so it gets a little bit closer to the edge. I'm going to do it to about 20%, looks all right. Do the same on this side, 20%. And then you want to press invert down here at the bottom, and then you want to come and open up another layer, and then you want to select white, so double tap in the top left, and then if you drag the white, and then that just fills in this shape. So you're going to want to grab this layer and drag it down underneath. So the next thing that we're going to do, deselect everything. The layer of the model, let's actually rename this. Let's just call it model. You're going to want to press the little N, the letter N there, and then change it to multiply. So that means whatever we draw underneath, you'll be able to see it on the model, because we're not actually going to be drawing on the model or on this shape. So let me just rename this as shape or silhouette. Can't remember how to spell silhouette. Silhouette, is that right? That'll do. Right, so if you press add a layer, and then this is layer 3 at the moment. If you press on it again and select clipping mask, so that means whatever you draw on this layer will be clipped to this silhouette shape underneath. So if I just go and grab an airbrush and select black, you'll see whatever we draw, you can only see it within the parameters of that white silhouette shape, but it's actually on the layer above. So we'll clear this, and then I'm going to want to go and fill it, and then change the opacity down so I can see what's underneath. Then the next thing you want to do is come up here to the little actions bit and press canvas, drawing guide. I've already got it on, but make sure it's turned on, and then press edit drawing guide. The symmetry down here, if you press options, you want to make sure it's on vertical, and then you can mess around with the color of the line if you need to, or you can change the thickness just so you can see it better, but I'll change it up to the max just so you can see it better on the video, and press done. So that means whatever we do on the left hand side, it'll mirror on the right, and vice versa. So the next thing that I'm going to want to do is, if you come to your eraser tool, now I'm going to use a few brushes that I've bought over the last couple of years, and I will link them below in the video. I've just put them here in my recents. So I'm going to be using these brushes to actually do the design, but before we do that, we want to get onto the hard airbrush. Make sure you're on your eraser tool, hard airbrush, and I'm going to do it at about 25, a bit higher maybe. All right, I'm just going to start erasing some bits, because these will be for the little panels that I'm going to be using. So if I start here and just go across, maybe come down there, let's do another one there, and then another one there, and then let's just get rid of this shape here. So let's do one like so, and another like that maybe. There's the final one. Hang on. And then final one down there. And then bring the size up a little bit and just get rid of these bits I'm not going to be actually tattooing, well, designing. Okay, so that's all gone. So these are the areas that we're going to do the designing. Okay, the next thing that I want to do is duplicate this layer, and then you can just hide it because we're not going to be using it just yet. So if you come back down on to the layer below and select the eraser tool, the first brush I'm going to be using is called Resonate. It's from Brad Wooten. You can get it from Tattoo Smart. So I'm just going to start and go and erase a few of these darker areas. Okay, that's pretty good. The next thing I want to do, because I'm going to be doing the center bits, I don't want this mirrored function on. So if I come back onto the layer, just tap it and then draw and assist, just turn that off. The next brush that I'm going to use, let's go for this one. It's just called Mandala. This is from an Instagram page called Geometric Tattoo Designs. I'll link it again below in the comments, but this is going to go somewhere on the throat area maybe. Let's go a little bit bigger. That looks pretty good, happy with that. The next one I'm going to want to do is this one in the center here. So let's actually go and press the selection tool on automatic. Select that middle one. And then come back into the eraser tool and select the brush. We're going to go for this one, it's called Snake. That's also from the Geometric Tattoo Designs. Let's do a little bit bigger. Cool, happy with that. And then deselect. And then the next one I want to do is just around the arms and the shoulders there. So it's another one from Brad Wooten. It's called Regret, this one. So if I just go and remove some, oh sorry, need to go back onto the layers and turn the drawing assist back on. Select that brush again. And then just start erasing some of these edges around there. Again, the harder you press, the thicker the lines get. Cool, I'm pretty happy with that now. Next thing that I'm going to do is come back to this layer that we used before. I'm going to turn it back on. So you can see now it's gotten a little bit darker. I'm going to turn the opacity up a little bit higher. Actually, let's turn it all the way up. And then let's go back to the eraser tool. I'm going to come down to my airbrush. I'm going to use the medium brush. I'll do that. Let's turn it up a little bit. It's about 15%. And then I'm going to go and erase. Doing the wrong one there. Difficult. It's this one here we need. And then I'm going to go and erase some of this solid black area. This is just to give a little bit of a drop shadow effect on each layer. Okay, that looks pretty good. Can do the same up here. And then again, let's do the same in the center on the throat there. Okay, and then again, just in the center there. And let's do it again around here. And finally, just on the arms there. tidy it up a little bit around the edges. Cool, pretty happy with that, I think. So let's turn the opacity back down a little bit. Sweet. I think that will, let's get to about there. Happy with that. Opacity on that can come up a little bit. Okay, so there's your design. That looks pretty cool. Obviously it just looks like a design on the skin though, so there's another little trick that you can do. I'm gonna actually go ahead and combine these two layers. I'll turn the opacity all the way up fully and just pinch these two layers together to combine them. And then you wanna come back up to your model layer. And then if you duplicate the model layer, and then you wanna come over, oh no, sorry. If you duplicate the model layer, then press the little M there. Then you wanna go down to lighter color. So you can see it gets rid of everything, but then if you come into the adjustments tool and the hue, saturation and brightness, if you start to mess around with these, I'll turn the saturation down, but if you start to mess with the brightness, you can see it brings the design back into view. And obviously the darker you go with it, the more unrealistic it looks, but if you have the brightness set to about 25%, it just makes it look a little bit more as if the design is on the skin, and you can mess around with it even further in the opacity on the model. I actually like to change the saturation of the model down a little bit and the brightness. So yeah, there you go. That's the design. That's how you do it. Any questions, let me know. Any suggestions, let me know. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely day.